I don't know if you can see her. Dog days of summer happening in here. She's in the doghouse. In the doghouse now. It's too hot to come out, isn't it, girl? Yeah. And what are you doing out? It's too hot to be out here, you guys, Buddy and Teddy. What are y'all doing? Oh, now everybody's out. It's too hot. Go back in where it's cold. Now it's so hot. We have to water our ground rods. Otherwise, the electric fence don't work. K3's been in here about 5 times this week. Just going right through the fence like nothing. But it's not putting out enough voltage because the grounds are so dry. What's with you today? Kind of all up here in my business. What's going on, Sam? Yeah. What is it? Well, I'll feed you in a minute, but you're in the way. Go on. Checking out the shade on a hot day. Listen, Sam, I'm not moving. I don't care what you do. Here's these babies looking for a hangout. Everybody's ready to eat. What you doing, old man? Hey, somebody's let back on that leg. He did something to his joint and he was acting like it was broken, but I think he just dislocated it. So as soon as he's more steady on his feet, off to freezer camp he goes. Everybody else left and did okay. I'll just have to breed earlier to get the good meat prices. You boys coming? Come on, let's go eat. Hey you, come on. Come on, K3. Come on, cows. Come on, K3, you gotta eat with the big boys today. I'm not feeding you on the other side of the fence. Come on. Come on, you gotta come over here. I'm not gonna feed you over there by yourself. You're gonna have to eat with the big boys today. Come on. I'm not going any further. Come on, come eat with the big boys. The guineas have come to see the cows. They're taking off. They don't really like the cows. And the cows don't like them because they're too noisy. Casey prefers to eat on the other side of the fence by himself. He's called the little prince now. He's a little bit spoiled. These other guys, they'll just show up. They're hungry. But little prince here wants his food in his own bowl on the other side of the fence so he doesn't have to share. Yeah, the girls are coming to see me. They were all underneath the chicken truck a minute ago. I'm running a little late today, so I had to put that bale of hay out for the cows. It's just so hot. I think it's hotter than my last video that said hot, hot, hot. Well, they ate pretty good. Put that down there. And the worst part is I hate wasting water. But these water hoses, the water's so hot, you gotta turn it on and just let it run for a while so it cools off enough to fill up their pans. And of course, I left the egg basket over here on the four-wheeler. But it's starting to, well, I hate to say cool off. The sun's gone behind a couple of clouds over there, and a little bit of a breeze is coming kind of southeast, I guess. But it is still hot. And so far, we've not lost any more to the heat. I lost some well, I guess that first heat wave about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, I suppose. So we're going to go in and check for eggs. You coming out? I usually have one who joins me in here, like she's the inspector to see that I'm doing it right. I got some eggs here. Yeah, I got some eggs. Not very many today. I've been getting usually about 14, 15. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and there's 12. That's a dozen. Usually my older hens have one surprise egg for me. Sometimes the guineas have an egg. But there's not much going on here, but it was supposed to be 109. Somebody said 111 yesterday. And so, yeah, it's pretty warm. You can see they got water over here, but I'm sure it's hot. But they're over here drinking this water as it's coming out, scratching around. So I'm going to shut you off for a minute while I fill up their water jugs. Well, once upon a time there was one chicken tractor, and now we have 2. This one is more like a wagon, kind of bent PVC in a semicircle shape and put them up. This one actually has, I'll show them. These are my pullets for this winter. I have 25 barred rocks and 25 black australorps. So far, so good. I just had to get them out here, even as hot as it is. Get them out here and out of those big plastic bins I had them in as incubators. So far so good. Nobody's croaked. The first couple of days I put out frozen water bottles. That's what's there in the floor. So they're still doing okay. Hopefully they'll continue to do okay. It's nice and shady in here, and it's almost like you walk in here, it feels like about 10 degrees cooler than out here in the sun. So they do all right. There's a nice little breeze going this morning. They're hot. You can see they're panting, but so far so good. Now over here we have the meat chickens, which were 12 weeks old last week. The life happens, and so they're not going to be processed till probably not this weekend, but the next weekend. So they'll be every bit about 14 weeks old. These boys right here are pretty good size, but it's just for our own personal use. I had a couple of little hens in here. They're still kind of small. They make a nice little chicken, but you can see everybody's hot. Everybody's around the water cooler. But I let them out. They're big enough that I don't think a hawk could carry them away. In fact, they're just about as big or bigger than my full-grown adult chickens, my hens. But anyway, week and a half we'll have more chicken in the freezer. And by the way, we don't have pasture chicken. We have weedy chicken. And Joe Salatin, if you're watching, there is no such thing as a fresh salad bar for these chickens. They eat feed, they get water, and there's an occasional bug and a weed. So that's about as much of our pasture grazing for our chickens is. But it is what it is, and they're growing and they're thriving, so maybe one day we'll have grass and we'll have pastured chicken. Well, there's the egg from the old girls. Somebody decided they needed to eat it worse than I needed it, so it hadn't happened much in the last week or so, but I got one. I think it's an egg eater, or maybe a chaparral, or what we call a road runner, could be doing it. I saw one up running around in the pen. Haven't seen much skunk sign or anything like that, so win some, lose some. Today we lost. We have a surprise today. Don't Touch Me, otherwise known as number 1 cow, had a calf, a little bull calf. And I checked the gestation calendar, and it's probably the last calf that Kevin sired before he broke his leg. I was total surprise. Kevin had missed her beforehand in one of her cycles, and so I thought, well, he just totally missed her. But yeah, we have another baby calf, another bull calf. Oh, there goes Charlotte. So we have a surprise at Quail Hollow Farm. How you doing? What you doing, Charlotte? What you doing, Charlotte? You're so pretty. Anyway, that was interesting. I don't think there's any others. The only other possible one that, if he got to her, is maybe that dun heifer over there. She's kind of pudgy, but I don't think so. We had to put him down right around first part of November. So according to the calculation, that this new calf was conceived around October the 31st. So maybe, what do you want? You have your own babies. Take care of your babies. They're getting pretty big. All right, just wanted to give you an update. New calf. Total surprise. Like I said, everybody else had another calf. She had our very first calf out of Mr. Milliken's bull. She escaped and went over there to visit with them and came back bred. And missed a calf cycle. So I just figured she was just open, but looks like not. What are you doing, Horns? Looking for something else to eat. Yeah, well, you're plenty big and fat, but I don't think you're bred again because you just had the calf. Well, it rained, kinda. Not enough to flush out the dirt in the rain gauge. It did settle the dirt a little bit. You can kind of see it. And somebody way over there is still getting some rain. You can hear the thunder. I haven't seen any lightning. Well, I did earlier today. But we got a little bit. And so it's time to go feed. But it cooled things off a little bit. I don't know what the temperature is, but it was 109 when it started raining. So, oh, there was a little flash of lightning. Time to go feed. Yep, it's a cow traffic jam. Everybody's up here at the gate. And they all need to move. Especially these guys. Everybody's got to move. Go. Somebody knocked the trough over. Maybe they got it too low and pumped it over. But anyway, we're filling it back up. I was a little late to get turning on the water when the storm came along. Maybe so. I don't know. I'll check on the little calves. Turn off the four-wheeler. Drop the noises. Yeah, I guess the water will help the tree. These calves are really growing. There's Charlotte. And I feel so bad. I haven't named these guys. One of them belongs to Horns and one of them belongs to the other cow. And that's really her name, the other cow, because I don't know what to name her. Not where it was at. I think that one's way up there by the steers and the bull calves. And here's our newest one, the one that belongs to Don't Touch Me. And he's pretty active for just being a couple of days old. I mean, he is all over. Watching a while ago, he's running around with his tail up in the air. Doesn't seem to be too concerned about me. What are you doing? It's not your baby. Go away. Are you babysitting? Huh? Yeah. Anyway, he's not too concerned about my presence. Yep. And you tried to get in the feed bucket a while ago. Yeah, maybe you just came to see if I had anything else. What you doing, little guy? Huh? What you doing? What you doing? You gonna say hello? Huh? Can you talk to me? Don't seem to be scared. Nope. Going back over there where Mom's at. She's kind of keeping her distance from the rest of the herd. They're pretty good about, you know, watching over their babies. This time they've come up and had their babies kind of with the herd, where last year they took them way back over in the brush and had them over there and kept them back there a couple of days. But this time everybody's kind of come up where the rest of the herd was. So anyway, so much for the herd. Here's Ginger. She's one of Cuddle's cows. She's a little more interested in people. But the other one that came out of, which one did she come out of? That's out of Bubbles. Oh goodness. We got cows coming into heat. But they're eating good. I put a bale out for them the other day. They're eating on it pretty good. It's some, what do they call it? Beardless wheat. But I've got a guy who's got some coastal Bermuda, a little bit of Tifton Bermuda hay in it. But I don't know. There's just so much waste, so much stalk and waste on this beardless wheat. They just went through it pretty fast. Anyway, so much for the critique on the beardless wheat. Not a fan. Oh, there's Charlotte. She's over here. She came to see me a while ago. What? Are you going to be the star of the show? Huh? Are you going to be the star of the show? Nope, not today. Here, it's still thundering. Might get a little more rain out of this, maybe. Sun came out a few minutes ago. But you can see it just kind of pitted everything up. A little bit of sprinkles. This settles the dust. Somebody doesn't think the rules apply to him. Part of it's my fault. He knows. See? Look, he's going right over here so I can let him back out with the others. He knows exactly what he's done. Bad calf. Amy calls him the little prince because he doesn't think the rules apply to him. Get out. Go. Right now. Get out. Get out, get out, get out. Just because I forgot to turn it on doesn't mean it's okay for you to be in there. Well, that ain't happening tomorrow. I've been watering the grounds, so it should be hot, but I guess I forgot to turn it on yesterday. That ain't happening tomorrow, little buddy. You're gonna get the shock of your life. You hit this fence. Cause tomorrow, starting right now, it's got 8,000 kVs on it. I watered the ground rod, flooded it yesterday. So you're not getting through this tomorrow. See, he doesn't think he has to listen to anything. He thinks he's the prince. He even stands over at the fence on the other side because he doesn't want to eat with the big boys. He stands on the other side and thinks he has to be fed over there. Yep. K3, you're not the little prince. Come on, you. Have to eat with the big boys today. Come on. I know, we're waiting on K3. Everybody's always waiting on K3. He thinks he's just a baby, entitled to special privileges. Come on! You have to come through the gate. Not feeding you separately. Come on. Come on, K3. Come on. Yes, you have to come through the gate. I'm not feeding you separately. Get over here. Alright, now we can go feed the rest of them. Sam. K2. Mr. Milliken. And there's Pete. All present and accounted for. Yeah, they are. Time to eat. Whether K3's here or not. Look at these guys. How big they are. And they still got a little dent, so they're not quite, they say if you poke them and it leaves like a little indentation, they're not quite ready. So that one's not quite ready. The vines are starting to dry up, but that's a first sign. Look at that one over there. They're huge. They're football size. Some are a little smaller, but they'll all be ready to harvest. I expect probably next week or so. There's a few little, let's see, there's a little patty pan in here somewhere. There's one right there. So it could wait another day. I'm going to turn the water on. Let it water for about an hour. I don't know that it does any good because of the heat, but there's a jalapeno right there. Yeah, looks like, I don't know. There's not much going on. It's just so hot. A few little cherry tomatoes over here. 2 or 3, but problem is with the lack of rain, these right here, they're usually kind of, let's see. They're not very sweet. Almost soured from the heat. We didn't get any corn, but I think that's my fault. Because I was doing this overhead watering, and I think it knocked all the pollen off and wouldn't let it settle on the ears. So maybe next year. And there's an Armenian right there. It didn't quite make it. But considering how hot it's been, I guess the fact that these spaghetti squash still survive, we should have quite a bit. So we'll have some that we can, they say if you wait and harvest them at the right time, you can cure them, and they'll, see that one's still got a little dent in it, and they'll be shelf stable for 4 to 6 months. So that's what we're shooting for. All right, time to turn on the water, and I'll probably get wet. Well, as we close out and we're watering the garden dome, like and subscribe to our channel. I hope it wasn't as hot where you are as it was where we were. Hope you have a good evening. Have a better tomorrow. Thanks for watching.